Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Today I got a few things I want to do. It's going to be a lot of fun. I got one thing I want to do first. I want to go out here and check my little baby chicks. I hope you guys are having a good day. We're going to go out here and check our little baby chicks in the brooder house that we hatched a few weeks ago. I want to start introducing these guys to some daylight, to some outside living, because they've been in this brooder house for about a week. They were in the house for about a week or so. It's just time to start getting them outside. And our brooder house was actually here when we bought the place. And it has an awesome design to it. They have a closed side and an open side. Now, as you can see, this closed side is perfect to raise our birds in, with the heat lamps and all the things that we need to keep our birds nice and healthy, food, water. Just a nice sheltered area. It has a window on the back where no predators, nothing can get in and really bother our birds. We also have a sliding door that will allow the birds to come out into this little open caged area right here. We put chicken wire all the way around from about here down, so the birds can't squeeze through, especially like when we're raising quail, because they can squeeze through this stuff. But we chicken wired the whole thing and it just works great. So we're going to open this sliding door and just give them a chance to come out for a few hours before I got to go to work. Hopefully they do come out. At first they seem to be a little skittish when I do this every time. But we'll start doing this every day, and eventually I just leave it open and they can just come and go as they want. Well, I got stuff to do. I was trying to force them out. It'll take forever. I'm just gonna let them do their thing. When they want to come out, they'll come out. And they will, they'll come right back out. I mean, they'll come out as soon as I leave them alone. Probably faster if I leave them alone. But what I wanna do next is I wanna go get the tractor and start pulling some T-posts. I have just a couple of 3 hours to start pulling some of these T-posts if these dogs don't knock me down. Well, yeah, I wanted to load up the tractor. I want to get a chain. I need my tape, my walking tape, and go up there and start checking out where we're going to plant our new muscadine vineyard. A little small vineyard. It's going to be right in the same area where we had our two big gardens. I just don't have time to keep up with them big gardens, but muscadines, I can plant them, and all I got to do is really worry about fertilizing and watering and pruning a little bit. So we're going to start a brand new vineyard, which I am super excited about. But we need to get up the T-post first and measure this thing out and see how many more plants we're going to plant this year. Okay, the last few years, this is where our two big gardens have been, here and here. And we are just going to change this completely out. We're going to take all these T-posts down. There's a little over 20, I think, all the way around that we used for deer protection. Worked okay, but these are huge gardens for me, for one person. My son-in-law was helping me for years when him and my daughter lived here when they were saving up to buy their property. And that was a huge help. But now that he's gone, I just can't handle it. I can't handle all this stuff with my work schedule. So we're just going to turn them into a muscadine vineyard to add to the other vineyard. So that'll be a nice little addition. But first we need to go feed our pigs. Well, we've had a few people ask about our pigs here lately. And here are the pigs. I try to get them on a lot of videos just because they're really cool. These girls here are awesome. They're getting big. They're finally getting big. I say finally, it seems like it's taking forever. But they are putting on some weight. We feed the mess out of them. But these large blacks, this is a large black crossed with Berkshire. They're a slower growing pig, but they do get big. They get really, really big. Just a little slower, just a little slower. The meat is fantastic, but these girls will not be getting processed. For you guys that are new to our channel, these girls are gonna live out their life for a long, long time, making us some babies. We're gonna use these two to, we're gonna breed these two with a friend of ours from Petway, Three Creek Farms. He has a boar he's gonna be bringing over pretty soon. We're thinking about January. We will start breeding these girls out and see how many little piglets we can start getting out of them and have some fun with that. I'll show you guys our plans while we're here in the pig pen. Our plan, well, as you can see, the pigs are feeding there. This pen runs right back up into this corner right here. But we're gonna put a post right here. That way we can open this door. We're gonna put a post here and run parallel with the muscadines all the way down into the woods. I've said this before, but I get some new subscribers that hadn't been keeping up with us. But we're gonna corner off down there and go way back up in the woods, way back across. I'll have to walk it out one day, and then I may tap down into this corner, or I may tap down into this corner. I'm thinking this corner, just so I'll have a bigger pen. But that way we can leave this door open and they can just ramble all through these woods and have a lot more room to mess around. I mean, there's a lot of woods back here that we own. It goes way, way back, but we're just gonna give them a ton of room to run around. We could close this off and use this for a pen to raise our piglets, or to raise up some, or just a little separation pen. But it's a huge pen for a pen to be separating some pigs. So this is gonna work out great. But first, I wanna blast through these muscadines. I'm not gonna drag my feet on these muscadines. We're gonna get this knocked out so I can start investing in this hog pen. Well, the first thing I'd like to do is get all these T-posts up. We're gonna go through and start pulling. I know this is gonna take a few days because I'm limited on time when I wake up and get ready for work. But in the next few days, I'm gonna blast through all these T-posts, get these knocked out. We'll get a measurement today because I'm super curious how many plants I'm gonna plant. But this muscadine vineyard here should grow way better than those. I would think. We've plowed these two gardens for the last 2 or 3 years. Plowed them over and over and over. We've added tons of compost. The soil is super loose compared to what we planted when we planted them out there. That's just hard clay, but muscadines will grow anywhere. But the roots grow shallow, so they should absolutely go crazy in these two areas right here. I'm just super, super, super excited. Okay, well, we got from this corner all the way around up there and to that corner where the tractor's parked. So basically, got half the garden done. We got half the T-posts up. So, and it didn't take long, but I'm pressed for time to get to work, and I want to measure this thing out. I'm super curious because I keep throwing a guesstimate out there about how many plants I'm going to be planting. So I want to get this thing measured out. I was just looking at something. I want to get this thing measured out and see just how many plants we're going to get. Okay, just to stay in sync with our big vineyard, I'm going to keep my rows 8 foot wide, and I'm going to plant my plants 20 feet apart. It was 100 foot in length, 24 foot across. So that put me 5 plants deep, 24 foot across, 8 foot rows, 3 rows wide. So I could put in 15 plants, 5, 10, 15 plants in this garden right here. They never run out of energy. Well, this garden is exactly the same size as that one, 100 by 24, with room to cut grass. So that's absolutely great. I have 3 rows in each with 15 plants per garden. Look who come to join the fun. My little sweetie, Maggie. And these, y'all leave her alone. Odin, thank you. She is the old girl of the house. She never comes out here. She is 17 years old, deaf and going blind, but she found her way up here. Odin, come on. Okay, she's going back. She knows not to deal with these two. They drive her nuts, poor thing. But anyway, this is going to be nice. And I was thinking yesterday, I was trying to decide what grapes to plant here. Everybody asks, what are my favorite grapes? What are the best grapes to plant as far as muscadines go? I don't know what the best grapes are. My preference so far has been the Ison's variety. Now we buy them from Ison's nursery. They have their own variety that to me is a super grape. It grows super fast. It has a super heavy production. The sugar content is really, really high. It makes excellent wine. It makes excellent jelly. It's super hardy. It's a self-fertile. It's just got everything you want. They all ripen evenly. I can't think of anything bad about an Ison's grape, muscadine grape. So I think there will be 30 Ison's plants planted here. I know everybody says, don't you want some variety and all that? And I do, but this will be a U-pick for us. We're going to be trying to sell these grapes. Plus, I done got to where I'm loving making wine, and my wife likes to make jelly. I just think this will be the best grape for our farm. A lot of people like to grow lots of different grapes. Like we have some Supreme out here. We have some Black Beauty. We have some Darlene and some Carlos. And the Darlene and Carlos and all that hadn't started growing yet. Those were last year's plants. But the Isons and the Supreme did really, really good. But we planted a row of Black Beauty I was super disappointed in. Matter of fact, we didn't hardly get a handful of grapes off that entire 200-something foot row. I'm hoping, I'm gonna give it one more year. If it doesn't produce next year, I'm ripping them all out. And we're gonna plant Ison. Because like I said, to me, it's a super grape. Go check out Ison's nursery. Go online and look at the catalog. You see all the different type of variety of muscadine grapes that you could choose from. And there's a lot of different varieties, but I prefer the Isons. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. Let's go see if our birds came outside. I'm curious if they came out. Let's go see if these birds are out. Yeah, they're out. A few. Only for a second. They were out. Let's see if we can get them to go outside. Go outside. Go outside.
They are a weird little bird. They're not hardly scared of much at all.
Oh well. I'll leave it open for about another hour before I go to work. I'll come back out here and close it right as I go to work. Because I'm not sure how cold it's going to get tonight. I haven't even looked. But I don't want to risk too much cold air sucking in there. Every day for the next couple of days, I'll lift it, close it. And once they start really getting feathered out, we'll let them ramble as much as they want. We'll just leave that door cracked. But thank you guys so much for checking out my channel. That was a fun little experiment with the chickens. They'll get used to it. They always do. But super excited about those little birds. They are doing great. But thank you guys for checking out my video. I really appreciate it. If you guys are interested in growing muscadine grapes, now's the time to start getting ready. If you're here in the South, muscadine grapes are a southern grape. I've said that before. They grow down here in the South. They really love this hot, humid weather. They can grow in just about any soil. I don't prepare nothing. I just dig a hole and plant them, and they always do great. But now's the time to start getting ready because I've had questions before when to plant. We plant in the fall and winter while the plants are dormant. So now's the time to start getting your trellises ready. Put your posts in, get your wires up, get your irrigation run. And you can start ordering your plants now. I'm not sure if Ison's has any ready yet or not. I usually wait November, December, something like that. I planted last year all the way through January and February. I mean, we were out here freezing to death planting. But it doesn't hurt the plants at all. They're dormant. And that's the time you want to plant them, because you want in springtime for them to come up and just take off. I think planting them you can plant them in the spring and summer, but I think it's just tough. You got to have lots of water, and you really got to stay on top of them, especially if you plant them in midsummer. It's really hard. But, now's the time to start getting ready. Contact Ison's Nursery here in Brooks, Georgia, just right down the street, and get your catalog. That way you can start looking to see what you want to get ready to plant. They sell everything too. Apple trees, I don't know if I said that before, blueberries, blackberries, apricot, plums, you name it, fruit, nuts, or berries, them jokers, they got it. Ison's Nursery, they have it. Get you a catalog. The catalog's really interesting to see what all you can plant on your property. We have out here, we have a little everything. We have apples, plums, apricots. We have what's called a fruit salad trees. We planted some nut trees this year. I got some chestnut trees planted, some walnut trees. I mean, every year seems like we go up there and just buy a ton of stuff to plant. We're actually running out of room. But get your Ison's catalog. Let them know Kinfolk Farm's talking about those guys. They love when they hear that. And I love for them to tell me that they hear that. Thanks again, guys. Click that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment, and we will see y'all on the next video.